CDM Smith is a construction engineering firm.
We do wastewater, water, civil engineering, all sorts of projects all over the world.
They're a huge organization. Their headquarters, as much as anything else, needed to be a showplace.
CDM Smith was a 6-floor, 120,000 square foot project that was completed in 14 weeks.
When I heard the schedule that we were trying to meet here in Boston, I pretty much thought it was impossible.
Undoubtedly, this was the most aggressive installation schedule we had to face.
When we first proposed this corporate move here to 75 State Street, there was a lot of skepticism with a lot of different folks.
Now the problem was that we had to get out of our old building within a certain period of time.
These are the requirements. This is what we have to do. Can you help us get there? And one of the first suggestions we made was prefab construction and bringing on a partner early.
Well, there's not a chance we would have made the schedule without some major different way of thinking about labor. The contractor would have had to run at least double shifts. And I'm not even certain that with the labor market they were facing, whether that would even have been a possibility.
Yes, I was concerned about both the timing and of course the quality and yes, the money. Okay, that's always a deciding factor. I said to them, we have to maintain all three. That's a given. Without all three, the project never gets off the ground.
I think the preconceived notion about prefab systems is that they're very static and cheap and, they all look the same.
There were two preconceptions that I was dealing with, which were that the acoustics were going to be a problem and that the fit and finish would not be equal to a built-in-place stick-framed wall. And I was proven wrong on both of those counts.
What was important coming into a project like this for strategic workspaces was really helping the contractor integrate DIRTT into their construction process and also coordinate with all the subtrades on site. As for the architecture and design end, it was important for us to communicate to them that we're not taking over the design, but rather interpreting their design intent into our ICE software.
Working with the ICE software was actually much more streamlined and faster than if we had done conventional drawings. Making on-the-spot changes, whether it's paint color or door placements, was much easier than it would have been otherwise.
In terms of construction coordination, having DIRTT on board early was critical. They were part of our meetings right from the beginning. They helped us with our drywall layout. They helped us with our ceiling coordination, and it really led to the success of the project.
I was on site, and there was a moment when, we were pretty close to the end, and I was getting a little concerned. It wasn't looking as much like a full-up office as you'd expect at that point. But as soon as the walls came in, they were put up very, very quickly. And I think that over the span of a week, my mind was changed, and all of a sudden it was down to the details.
The speed by which that happened was really astounding. And the way that the connectivity between power and voice data worked was just really amazing. Colleagues that I'm familiar with throughout the business are a little on the undecided area because they haven't completely bought into the idea of prefabrication. They haven't seen the advantages that it can bring, and they haven't seen the level of quality that it can bring. And they also haven't seen that it can lead to less construction waste, that overall it's a better option for the environment. I don't think they've weighed all of those things. They're still tied to the sort of stick-built world.
The other subtrades love it. They love to come in and be able to focus on their work in a free and clear space. They're not jumping in and out of rooms to pull, for example, electrical cable. The carpet vendor loves it because they have this wide open space. They don't have to go in and out of rooms. So you get both definitely time efficiencies and cost efficiencies for the other subcontractors.
When you look at the two costs side by side, you can see that you have X amount of dollars over here for the sequence that the construction process has to happen. Over here with the DIRTT wall system, it's a whole different world because you're paying a little bit more for the DIRTT wall system, but you're saving so much money on the other.
It definitely looks polished, it looks clean. There's a lot that you can do with the panels, the sizing of them, the materials. The creativity is endless.
I definitely think it's the future. It's reduced waste, reducing that carbon footprint, efficiencies on the subcontractor pool. There's labor shortages out there, so it definitely assists with that.
It just seems to me that this makes the construction industry more akin to the automotive industry. Parts are installed, they're not sort of fabricated on site. We think about drywall, and it's really fabricated on site. You screw it to studs, you put on compound, you sand it, you do all of those steps. And it's messy, and it's dirty, and it has a cost. and has an environmental cost. And seeing this thing go together as if it's on an assembly line was really fascinating for me.